Hello, fourth graders. It's Mrs. Spears. I'm getting ready to do lesson 9.5. It is Tuesday, April 28th that I'm doing this. If you join me for Zoom today at 1:30, I'll go over the homework page that goes with this. But the lesson is problem solving with money. So yesterday's lesson was about how money connects to decimals and fractions. Today it's more like, okay, we're going to solve issues that these people are having in these problems using money, and then we use decimals and fractions to represent what we're thinking. So I'm on page 519, and here's the problem. Together, Marnie and Serena have $1.20. They want to share the money equally. How much money will each girl get? Use the graphic organizer to solve the problem. Now remember, yesterday we learned that in decimal form, this would be 1 and 20 hundredths, because the change represents what fraction of the next dollar is there. So in this, they've got one whole dollar, but this is how much money they have towards the next full dollar. They only have 20 hundredths of it. So it says, what do we need to find? We need to find the amount of money each girl will get. That's what we're trying to figure out, is how do we split this up? Because obviously you can't take this dollar and rip it in half and make it work. But, you know, if you try to take a half a dollar to a store, they're not going to count it as 50 cents. So you have to find ways to use math to switch it out with different kinds of change to make it work. So I need to find the amount of money each girl will get. It says, what information will I need to use? I need to use the total amount. The total amount was $1.20. And divide the amount into 2 equal parts, because we have 2 girls, so we're dividing this equally between. And I will use coins to model the problem and act out the problem. Now, I'm not really acting this problem out for you on here. That's be kind of weird. But what they mean is they want you to model it with like fake money, so you can kind of see like what it would be like if you were actually the people in this problem doing this. So it says you can make $1.20 with 4 quarters and 2 dimes. So it looks like they already had 2 dimes. They just had this $1 bill. So they swapped out this $1 bill for 4 quarters, because 4 quarters equals $1. It's kind of like when we would do Starbucks and I needed to find a way to split $5. I would ask people for change. So somebody would give me 5 ones in place, and I would hand them a 5. Represents the same amount, it's just broken down into pieces. It's like also if we had a whole circle and we broke it down into 4th size pieces. It works the same way, it's just money and not fraction pieces. So that's what they did here. They just swapped it out so that way they could divide it. Because like I said, you can't rip $1 in half and call it good. Circle the coins to show the 2 sets of equal value. So they've got, it looks like each girl's going to get, we split the quarters up. Each girl's going to get 2 quarters. And each girl's going to get 1 dime. So this is one person. And this is another person. So each girl gets 2 quarters and 1 dime. 2 quarters is 50 cents plus a dime is 10 cents. So each girl gets 60 cents. So it says, describe another way you could act out the problem with coins. You could have done this, instead of swapping out your $1 for 4 quarters, you could have done it with 10 dimes and split them into 5 and 5, and then the other 2 left over. You could have done it with nickels. You could have done it with pennies. That would have taken a really long time, and that's a lot of coins. But this is probably the most efficient route. But you could have done it with other coins too, because $1 is represented in many different ways. It can be represented with quarters, it can be represented with dimes, nickels, pennies, whatever you have on hand. All right, turn the page. I'm on page 520. Try another problem. Josh, Tom, and Chuck each have 40 cents. How much money do they have together? So what do we need to find? We need to find out how much money they have all together. right, what information do I need to use? I need to use the information that says that each of the 3 people have 40 cents. Each of the people have 40 cents. And how would I use the information? I'm going to use repeated addition for this one, because we've not really learned how to multiply decimals yet. That's actually 5th grade. And actually adding and subtracting decimals is 5th grade too. We'll do a little bit of it in the next couple sections, but most of it is next year. So if one person has 40 cents, another person has 40 cents, and the third person has 40 cents, I can start adding them up. So these 2 people together have 80 cents. And if I add 80 cents to 40 cents, I'm going to get 120 cents altogether. But I know that 120 cents is the same thing as, since 100 cents is $1, I can pull out that 100 and turn it into one whole dollar and 20 cents left over. So the question, if I go back to the question, double check how much money they have all together, I added up all their money together and I got $1.20. So $1.20 is my answer. It says, how could you solve the problem using dimes and nickels? You could have, it's basically saying if you drew a picture of it, like if you drew the dimes or the nickels, or however, whatever change you wanted to use to represent the 40 cents, you could have modeled it with something else. All right, so this is page 521. It says Juan has $3.43. He is buying a paintbrush that costs $1.21 to paint a model race car. How much will Juan have after he pays for the paintbrush? So first, use the bills and coins to model $3.43, which they did, because I have 3 whole dollars and 43 cents. Next, you need to subtract. Remove bills and coins that have a value of $1.21. So like this would be like if you were acting it out and you were paying for this stuff. So it would be $1.21. So I'm going to cross out $1 and 21 cents. So 2 dimes and a penny. Mark X's to show what you removed. So that's what I just did. Last, count the value of the bills and coins that are left. How much will Juan have left? So I've got 2 whole dollars. So I'm going to start $, 2 whole dollars, and how much left of $1? I have 10, 20, 21, 22 cents left. All right, what if Juan has $3.43 and he wants to buy a paintbrush that costs $2.28? How much money will Juan have left then? So this one, we could go back and use the same model. So what I did was I just kind of I erased from the first one so I could try it again with this new one. So it says he's got $3.43, so that's how much he started with. He's spent $2.28. So I'm going to cross off 2 whole dollars and 28 cents. Well, here's my problem. I don't have 8 pennies here. I don't have a nickel and 3 pennies. So I have to take one of these dimes and swap it out for 10 pennies. And then I can pull out 8 cents. So then I can cross that out. I take out 8 cents, which means I'm left with 2 pennies. And then how much money I have left is $1, 10, 2 pennies, so that's 10 cents plus 2 cents, 12, 13, 14, 15, $1.15 left over. So I'm not going to write out the explanation because I talked you through it just now. But basically what you had to do is you had to count out how much you had, and then you had to substitute one of the dimes for pennies so that you could get 8 cents out of it, because you can't count 8 cents out just from this amount that's left. So you had to swap it out so it would still work. It kind of goes back to the whole, you can't split $1 in half. You can't split a nickel or a dime into 10 pieces. It doesn't work. You have to swap it out for 10 pennies. Sophia has $2.25. She wants to give an equal amount to each of her 3 young cousins. How much will each cousin receive? So if we were doing this before, we would divide, because we do $2.25 divided by 3 people. Well, we have not learned how to divide with decimals yet, so you kind of have to think of it in a different way. What if we turned this whole thing into quarters? Okay, so I'm going to work over here to the side that goes with this problem at $2.25. So let's think of this in a different way. Let's swap out these dollar bills for quarters. So I know there's 4 quarters in a dollar. So if there's $2, that means there is 8 quarters. And the reason I picked quarters was because there's 1 quarter represented in this change over here. So that's 1 quarter. Which means altogether we've got 9 quarters. And if I know something about 9 and 3, those are easy to divide with. Well, so now I can do 9 quarters divided by 3 cousins. Means that each cousin gets 3 quarters. 3 quarters is 75 cents. So even though we get to this problem, you're like, wait, Mrs. Spears, we've never divided with decimals before. You're right. That's 5th grade. That's a whole nother thing. So swap out those dollar bills for a different kind of change, or a different kind of quarter or coin, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And then you can do some creative thinking from there. So each cousin will get 75 cents. All right, turn page again. I'm going to have you skip number 4. It's not really connected to what we've been doing. It's just kind of review some old stuff. So I don't want to get you off track just for now. So this one says Hoshi has 50 cents, or $50, sorry. Emily has 23 more than Hoshi. Carl has 16 less than Emily. How much money do they have all together? So this one's kind of like, well, where do we start from here? So I always start with the first person and see where I can go from there. So Hoshi has $50. So I'm going to work over in this blank space over here for this one. I'm going to say Hoshi has $50. And Emily has 25 more than Hoshi. So Emily is going to be Hoshi plus 23, because she has 23 more dollars than this girl. So 23. So 73. So Emily has $73. And then it says Carl has 16 less than Emily. So I'm going to take, for Carl's, I'm going to take Emily's amount and subtract 16. Minus 6 is 7. Oops. 6 minus 1 is 5. So this is Carl's amount. And it says how much do they have all together? You're going to add those up. You're going to add Hoshi's amount, which is 50. Add Emily's amount, which is 73. And add Carl's amount, which is 57. And once you add all of those together, you're going to get $180. Okay, so this one, I'm just going to do number 6 with you. Number 7 is a good challenge one, so I'll write the answers for number 7 and number 8. But that's kind of only if you really want to challenge yourself. If the rest of this was really easy to you, that's a good place to kind of ramp your brain up a little bit. But I'm going to do number 6 with everybody. 4 girls have $5 to share equally. How much money will each girl get? So, again, I can't take a $5 bill and rip it in half 4 ways. So, I am going to have to swap out that $5. I'm going to swap it out for $1 bills because that's a little easier to divide up between people. So I've got 5 $1 bills. So I've got a $1 bill, a $1 bill, $1 bill, 1, and a 1. So I've got 4 girls though. So here's girl 1, girl 2, girl 3, girl 4. So each person gets $1 so far. Then I got this $1. Again, I can't rip this in 4 pieces. But what I know about dollars is 1/4 of a dollar is 25 cents. So 4 25-cent pieces fit into $1. So I'm going to swap this out for 4 quarters. So I'm going to swap that